Imagine it, you're fresh off the boat and you just got to Tokyo. You only have 2 weeks until you start your job and you need to find a place to live. You want to live in a good neighborhood, but you have no idea what's what. Well, good news. Today I'm going to show you the 6 best places to live in all of Tokyo. For each of these neighborhoods, I'll be using my patent-pending point scale, the portfolio test, to accurately judge each area based on 3 factors. 1. Ease of access. How easy is it to get to the main parts of Tokyo? 2. Livability. What's the situation with restaurants, bars, and supermarkets, and even parks? And finally is prestige. How high-end or trendy is this neighborhood? Let's dive in. So the first one on the list is right here where I'm standing. This is called Aoyama. It is an extremely high-end area, right walking distance to both Harajuku, which is the fashion capital of Tokyo, and Omotesando, which is another high-end, luxurious area. It's known for its mixture of quiet streets and high-end shops, restaurants, and bars. Nearby, you'll find Tokyo's answer to Whole Foods, right behind me, called Natural House, and right down the street from here, you'll even find a farmer's market every weekend. You're also walking distance to some of Tokyo's best outdoor areas, such as right here, the Meiji Shrine Outer Garden. This place reminds a lot of people of Soho in New York, and it's home to one of my favorite places in Tokyo. This right here, the Granny Smith Apple Pie and Coffee Shop. Let's go in. So let's talk overall picture. This area is on 4 separate train lines, so getting anywhere into the city is a breeze. In terms of livability, you have amazing restaurant after amazing restaurant, and if you want to cook for some reason, you can go over to the grocery stores, which there are plenty of around here, and buy all you need. Plus, there is amazing greenery within walking distance of here as well. And finally, for prestige. Now this is the top of the top in this area. The kind of people that live in Aoyama, well, they go to Hermes and Chanel and shop there for their everyday clothes. And with that comes a price. This is one of the most expensive areas in Tokyo to live in. It's about 230,000 yen for a single bedroom. And honestly, for a New Yorker or a Londoner, that might not sound like a lot, but you have to keep in mind, it's about double of what the average person in Tokyo pays for an apartment. Aoyama gets a solid 4.5 out of 5 on the portfolio test. If you're the kind of person that takes a lot of trains, well, this place is great. Right behind me, you have Azabu Juban, you also have Hiro Station just down the street, and Roppongi Station as well, for a total of about 3 different train lines. Now, what is it like to actually live in this area? It's actually quite easy to live over here. You have your selection of great restaurants, bars, and even clubs if you really are into that kind of thing. But what if you just want to stay home and, cook something, have a barbecue or something like that? You can go to plenty of different supermarkets all around town. You have Byosebon over here for your organic stuff. You have Seijo Ishii down there, which is just a premium supermarket, and you have plenty of other options as well. The best part about this area, though, is that you have direct access to this National Azabu supermarket, which is the #1 international supermarket in all of Tokyo. This area has a couple of green spaces in it, most notably this right here, which is the Arisugawa Park, and I absolutely love this. You're in the middle of the city, right down there you have these big streets with cars rushing by, but here you're in a little paradise. You have this little pond over here as well, you can jog, you can go upstairs, and there's even tennis courts that you can rent out and play tennis on the weekends and all that. It's just a great place to be. So one more thing that this area has is right behind me, the Eat, Play, Works. And this is basically the closest thing that you can find in Tokyo to the Soho House. Not quite the same, but it's pretty great. It's a little co-working space. You also have a nice bar in there, just a place to hang out and meet some really, really cool people. So let's talk prestige. If you even mention the word Azabu to any resident of Tokyo, the first thing that'll come into their mind is high-end, upper class, and a lot of money, because this is one of the most expensive places to live in Tokyo. Not as much as Aoyama, but it is very, very close to there, not only in terms of price, but also geographically. It's all right down the street from each other. And if you live here, especially in this building right behind me, Motozabu Hills, you know that you are at the top of the ladder. So how does this place all add up? Well, let's start with the ease of access. You have 3 different train lines coming here, the Hibiya line, the Namboku line, and also the Oedo line, so getting pretty much anywhere in the city is easy. Now, in terms of livability, you have access to some of Tokyo's best restaurants and bars from all around the world. You also have supermarkets, parks, even clubs, whatever. You have everything over here. And the best part about this place is that you have real New York-style pizza. Now, where does that put that overall? I would give this a solid 4.5 out of 5. Pretty much a top of the top. So just down the street from the Azabus and Hiro is Ebisu, which we are at right now. This is very close to Meguro and Shibuya and also Roppongi. It's known for its mixture of crazy little shopping streets near the station and the quiet back streets where most people actually live. There's plenty of amazing Japanese restaurants, like this sushi place right behind me called Matsue, and there's also restaurants from all around the world here as well. But my favorite place in the area by far is this ice cream place right behind me, where you can get traditional Japanese flavors such as genmaicha and black sesame. You have your choice of supermarket around here, there's tons of them, but if you're a little too lazy to cook yourself, you can go over to the restaurants nearby and do some takeout. There's also one of my favorite organic wine stores right around the corner. And don't worry, that says Peacock. And there's a little park here that has one of my favorite toilets in the world. Overall, how does it rank? Starting with ease of access, Ebisu has 3 different train lines running through it, so you can pretty much get to anywhere in Tokyo within mere minutes. In terms of livability, Ebisu has pretty much anything you can think of. Tons of restaurants, bars, cafes, pet stores, and really the only thing that is missing is a lot of parks. This is pretty much the only one around here. Finally, prestige. Now this is the area to live in if you're a model or an actress. So if you are one of those or you want to be around a lot of those, then this is definitely the place for you. It'll cost you about 210,000 yen for a 1-bedroom, but that really depends on the specific block that you're in. Now, all things considered, where does this match up with the other ones? I would give this a 4 out of 5 on the portfolio test. Let's go see the next one. Here we are in Daikanyama. Now imagine a mixture of Beverly Hills, Soho, and the Marais in Paris. If you were to live here, you'll be close to some of my favorite parts of Tokyo, including this, which I think is probably the best bookstore in the world, the tea site in Daikanyama. Daikanyama is known as a hangout for wealthy artists, actors, and creative types in general. And around here, you'll find great little boutiques, cafes, restaurants, and all sorts of stuff. There's only 1 train line that goes through here, so access is not the greatest, but you're still walking distance to both Ebisu and Shibuya Station. This is Sagoyama Park. Here you'll find locals with their kids and dogs enjoying the beautiful views from the cliffs right over there. The supermarket situation is not the greatest because you really only have this one Peacock to shop at, but honestly, I don't think you're really going to care because chances are if you live over here, you'll have your chef shop for you. To summarize, for ease of access, Daikanyama is not really that good since it only has 1 train line going through it. In terms of livability, however, you have pretty much everything over here. Great restaurants, great little bars, cafes, amazing green spaces as well. However, the supermarket situation is not ideal. There's only 1 real supermarket around here. And where this place really shines, though, is in prestige. Pretty much everybody wants to live in Daikanyama if they have the chance to. The average 1-bedroom around here goes for about 190,000 yen a month, so comparatively, it's not too much. Now, overall, where does this score? I would say this gets a strong 4 out of 5 on the portfolio test. Now let's go down and see the next one. We're here in Nakameguro, which is very close to Daikanyama, Ebisu, Shibuya, and even Meguro if you walk south a bit. And this place is well known for its beautiful river right here, the Meguro River, which as you can see is lined with cherry blossom trees. Sadly, they're not blooming right now, but for about 2 weeks out of the year, you can see all the pink goodness around here for yourself. It has probably the best mix of places to eat, drink, and shop in the entire city, with your pick of amazing restaurants, bars, cafes, greengrocers, and even little bakeries all around. Plus, it has this great little park to hang out and have a picnic at. Its narrow streets are dotted with little restaurants and bars, and one of my favorite restaurants in all of Tokyo, this Mexican place called Junkadelic. Let's go check it out inside. So how does it fare overall? To be honest, I might be a little bit biased about this one since my office is actually based in Nakameguro, but I think that it is by far the best place to live in Tokyo. Because you have two different train lines, you can go to pretty much anywhere in the city without a hitch, and also you have great restaurants and little bars around here all over the place, even markets, and a lot of green areas as well. It still fares very well in terms of prestige. Even though it's only about 150,000 yen a month here for a one-bedroom apartment, you have an eclectic mix of different artists and, again, the creative types and all those, but very high wealth individuals around here. Pretty much everybody wants to live in Nakameguro, believe me. I would give this a perfect 5 out of 5 on the portfolio test. Now, let's go see the last place. For our final area, we're here. This is the neighborhood called Yoyogi, and it's famous for its cafes, restaurants, and bars. It's serviced by 4 different stations on 2 different train lines, which can take you easily to Shinjuku, Harajuku, and also Akasaka. But the main selling point of this area is right here, Yoyogi Park. It's basically Tokyo's answer to New York's Central Park or London's Hyde Park, and it is one of the most popular places to go during the cherry blossom season to just have a picnic and go see the trees. Living here, you'll have a great time wine bar hopping and mingling with the locals, who are a mix of people in the movie industry and creative and design industries as well, and just overall cool people. Now, where does this stack up in the whole grand scheme of things? For ease of access, this place is amazing. You have 2 different train lines here, which can take you right into central Tokyo very, very easily. In terms of livability, this place is very similar to Nakameguro in that you have amazing restaurants and little bars, cafes, grocery stores, flower shops, anything you really need, but this place kind of beats out Nakameguro because you have that gigantic park right down the street. And finally, for prestige, Yoyogi Uehara is not the most expensive part of Tokyo. You can get a 1-bedroom apartment for about 150,000 yen a month, but it is definitely one of the trendiest. And that trendiness will bring this up to a perfect score of 5 out of 5 on the portfolio test. And that's that. Did I forget about your favorite place? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe to see more videos about the best places to live in Tokyo and the best houses in general to live in Tokyo. And until next time, thanks for watching.